sick to death of this Meritor Wabco thing. As soon as I turn on the truck, every time I even let all the stuff charge up or whatever, everything clear, it still just goes, oh, out of service. And it's like you can't use cruise control. And I'm doing like 270 miles to my first drop, and it's like, see if it goes out again. You hear the beep. There it goes again. I know the guy sent me a thing. Let's see if I can try it. Gonna hold it. There it goes again. Chunk of crap. I gotta get this thing disabled. Bug the shit out of me. Fuck it. Guess I'm not gonna have cruise control for a while. Anyway, I am on the south side of Indianapolis right now at the Flying J. Just got some fuel, grabbed a coffee because I get that bean to cup coffee machine here, so that's decent coffee. I brought my own coffee from home this morning, but I already drank it. So, good times. So I got 4 drops today. Looks like it's going to be a layover run because I got just about 700 miles to do with 4 drops down in Kentucky. So I'm going to end up laying down somewhere later on today. And of course, I got everybody and their mother. I'm gonna make the turn. Gonna make the turn. Yeah, baby. I mean, at least having a shorter wheelbase truck now can make a lot more turns. Otherwise, you put an extra 20 inches on this wheelbase, you won't be able to do it. So I had a funny story in my head. I mean, that this actually happened to me when I was 17 years old, 1990. I'll give a little context to the story, a little preface that I grew up in Mission Viejo, California, back in the 70s and 80s. You know, I mean, if people talk about Mission Viejo now, they go, "Oh, you're rich" or something like that. I know. I grew up in just a blue-collar, regular place. The houses back then were cheap. My parents bought their house for like $25,000 back in 1971. It was just a cookie-cutter, 3-bed, 2-bath tract house of the day. You know, growing up in Southern California, of course, like the house didn't have air conditioning. Yeah, we grew up with we get the good stretch of heat wave in the summer, you know, in Mission Viejo, because we weren't right on the beach. We're just a few miles from it, so we're just far enough inland that the heat stuck around, and you know, you laid up all night with a fan blowing on you, and you're sweating all night. Lame. So in 8th grade, he's one of my, call it my 3 best friends in the world that I've had throughout my life. First started with my buddy Ben. He grew up next door to me. We were friends since we were in diapers. He's been my lifelong friend. My second buddy, Justin, we met in 8th grade, and we're still friends to this day. Granted, I don't get to see him very often because he lives in Huntington Beach now, and we live in Illinois, so of course we go years without seeing each other, but still, whenever you talk to your friends like this, you know, it's like you never left off. Yeah, just you pick up where you left off, everything's super cool. You're still the same people you were when you were younger. So then my third buddy, Don, I met my first year of college, and he and I have been friends since 1992. So granted, we don't get to talk as much as we used to, all this kind of stuff, because we're all out here living our lives, kids, all that stuff. Anyway, my buddy Justin, guy I met in 8th grade, in 9th grade, his dad was a foreman for Arco. I'm trying to remember the city it was in. It was off the 710 freeway. I think it's Paramount. Anyway, Justin had just moved down to Mission Viejo like a year or two before. You know, his parents moved down there because they wanted to get out of LA, and they were living in Lakewood. That's where his whole family lived, all this kind of stuff. Justin was kind of a crazy dude. He and I, to be friends and stuff, of course, he would try to amplify his own craziness on the main. I mean, he was a really good-looking dude. He was the pretty boy of the bunch. Had the emerald green eyes. He was Tahitian, all this kind of stuff. He had the permanent six-pack. You know, he got all the chicks. He was crazy. He'd get in fights. He was the bad boy, all this kind of stuff, right? Me, not so much. But I would go, after he moved back up to Lakewood, after a couple of years, his parents sold the house in Mission Viejo and moved back to Lakewood so the dad could be closer to his job because he was tired of the 2-hour commute each way every day and stuff like that. So they went back up to Lakewood. I would start going up to Lakewood. Lakewood, as you know, sits right around Long Beach and Bellflower, Whittier, and Compton. You know, Lakewood was a decent area, but as soon as you went over a little bit and you got into Compton, of course, it was crap. So, I mean, we're talking back in 1990, we're talking pre-Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, gangster rap, back during the crack epidemic going on in a lot of these places, the South Central LA, Compton, and all that kind of stuff. Compton was very rough. You just kind of knew, as being a white kid, especially coming from Orange County, don't go to Compton, right? So you didn't mess around these places, you stayed out, you know, and get your ass kicked or worse. And so I go up to my buddy Justin's in Lakewood all the time, though. Of course, we're teenagers. Hey, I know where a party's at, man. Let's go to a party. All this kind of stuff. This is before, you know, kids today are just sitting home, not going to parties. They're just jerking their gherkin to porn on their phone or whatever instead of going out and socializing. Everybody's got their face stuck in their phones. So, and I'll try to find the picture and put it up on the thing here of me at 17 years old. I had long hair. I was a surfer kid going to the beach every day. I spent 10, 12 hours in the water. If I wasn't in school, I was at the beach. So, yeah, like I said, I'd spend 10 to 12 hours out in the waves every day, just surfing, sponging, whatever. So I go up there, though, we'd end up going to Huntington Beach, Seal Beach, whatever, all the beaches up there near Lakewood that we could go to. So anyway, I was going up to party all the time at his place on the weekends and stuff. Then we go surfing, whatever. Well, I get up there this time, we're talking probably August of 1990, so we're talking 30 years ago. I was 17 years old. Get up there, yeah, we're going to a party, man. And he's got him. There was his buddy Chris. His name was Chris Smith. That Smitty. He was a little gangly looking, you know, skinny kid. This other guy Chuck. A couple other guys. I think. I forget his name. Like one guy Jose. Anyway, get up there. I walk in the door, and of course I'm just a white kid from Orange County. Never got into the whole mix of like going around and calling ghetto areas or anything like that. You know that. I lived in Orange County, southern Orange County at that, closer to San Diego than LA, so I just wasn't ever exposed to that. Well, I get up there, and they all say, hey man, we're going to a party. I'm all, cool, where's it at? And they're all, it's in Compton. And I'm all, huh? You know, deer in the headlights a little bit. I'm like, what? Compton? No, yeah, come on, let's all go, man. I'm like, is it really safe to go over to Compton? Oh yeah, why not? What's the difference? It's Compton. Hello. Like, not supposed to go to Compton, are we? Or whatever? Like, are we even allowed over there? Are you going to get our asses kicked or whatever? So, I got to merge. Nope. All right, so of course I've got a little 1983 Toyota 4x4 truck that was my dad's. I was driving that around. So I'm like a white kid. At least I got a tan because I'm at the beach every day. But you know, when you cross that sort of divide, you cross the tracks into parts of town that typically a long-haired little surfer white kid would definitely be suspect walking into these areas. You know, like you get the bad looks, the hard stares, all that kind of stuff, whatever. Well, it's probably like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, and we're driving into Compton, and I'm like, no, just regular streets, whatever, nothing much going on. Turn into the, you know, had chicken scratch directions or something like that on some napkin or whatever, and of course we're all like 3-4 cars, and we're all just following each other through Compton. Go to this party, pull up on the streets lined with all these different cars and stuff like that, and it's some shitbox house. I mean, one of those kind of houses that was built back in the 30s or 40s probably. Yeah, one of those like little Rambler style square, almost cinder block houses with flat roof and stuff, and there was no yard. It was all dirt. It had chain link fence around it, around to the driveway, all this kind of stuff. Well, we all come walking up, of course, a bunch of surfer kids going into Compton. Of course, come to find out what we believed at the time, it was a party that the Crips were throwing, because somebody was talking about it, going, yeah, this is like a Crip party or something. Now this is talking after Colors came out, that movie where you learn about Crips and Bloods and all this kind of stuff. Cool movie, by the way. But all of a sudden you're like, Crips? What? Yeah. Of course we walk up, they got the side gate, you know, the cinder block wall to the backyard, and just, you know, it had a wrought iron gate open, of course. They had it was like one of those old 240 ZXs from the early 80s or whatever. One of those, I remember it, but it was running with the headlights on so they could see the gate. You know, they had it parked right there. And the dude had a pit bull on a chain. And of course they got like the Dodger ball caps on, Lokes on, stuff like that, you know. I mean, it's like a couple big old black dudes. I'm like walking up, me, 17 years old. It was $5 to go in the backyard. He's like, okay, here's your $5. And all right, man, go on in. I was like, all right. Go in. Of course, it's a dirt backyard with a concrete patio with an overhang and stuff. They got a keg on ice in a big Rubbermaid trash can just sitting there in the middle of the concrete. There's just a bunch of people hanging out, shooting shit. I think there was some music playing too or whatever. So, of course, everybody gets in there and like goes over, you know, here's your solo cup or whatever, get a beer. And so I got a beer and I'm just standing there, long-haired white surfer kid in the middle of Compton, in the middle of like a Friday or Saturday night or something. I'm like, I don't know. I felt myself though definitely away from this crowd, because there's a mix, a lot of black dudes there, of course, all like, I'd say some hardcore dudes, like if you want to call them thugs or whatever, who was packing guns. I don't know, but it was, they weren't looking at me, and I just kind of stayed away. I just like backed over, you know, cinder block wall in the whole backyard, where I just backed over, sat there drinking my beer and stuff. Okay, so this is where the night really gets kicking, right? There's a couple of vatos there. I mean, I'm talking full-on cholo dudes, like straight out of Colors, you know, slick back hair, wife beaters, you know, the wearing the khaki dicky pants, you know, all this kind of stuff. And they come over and they're like, hey man, what's up, man? I'm all, hey, what's going on? I was kind of like, hey, no, it's cool, man, don't worry, we just want to come over and talk, man. Oh, okay, cool, yeah, what's up? You know, oh man, you look like you're standing over here kind of like scared or something, man. You know, you know, and I had to level with them a little bit. I gotta admit, I'm a little nervous coming here. I've never been to Compton before, so you know, it's cool, man. Don't worry about all these guys, because they're actually more scared of you. I'm all, come again?
In the quiet words of the Virgin Mary.
And
come again.
You go, yeah, man. There's all these black dudes, man. They're all scared of you. I'm all, why? Why would they be scared of me? What am I? And they go, dude, you're a long-haired white kid hanging out in Compton. They're more scared of you. They think you're going to go crazy or something like that, you know, because they think all like white people with long hair and all this kind of these white dudes and whatever, and they listen to heavy metal devil music and all this kind of stuff. And I'm sitting there in like a Rip Curl t-shirt and jeans, and it's like, all right. I mean, as everybody knows, what a fallacy that is, you know. So anyway, nah, man, it's good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, okay. All right, man, we'll talk to you in a little bit. And I'm like, all right. Fast forward maybe a half hour or something like that. Still went over, got a beer. The beer tastes like shit too, like cheap beer, maybe like some real cheap shit, like malt liquor or something like that. Anyway, sitting there drinking a couple beers, whatever, just hanging out, still mellow. Everybody, you know, talking to my friends and everything. We're all just kind of hanging out, lame party, just super weak. So at some point in time, I think I'd set my beer down. Then I'm standing there again. I remember I was drinking my beer and I'm like, oh, like it tasted really bitter, you know, like just crappy. I was like, oh, like maybe it got too warm or something. I don't know, man, what? And so I was drinking it, and the two cholo dudes, two vatos, they come back over again. They go, hey man, what's up? Just chilling? Yeah, just hanging out, man. They go, hey, just making small talk with me. They go, how's your beer, man? And I'm all, I don't know, I guess all right. Tastes kind of shitty, actually. Yeah, you liking that beer? It's pretty good. I'm all, not really. I might have to go get another one. You know, man, yeah, so, yeah, you should enjoy that beer, man. Enjoy that beer. I'm all, what? You know, like obviously, they're poking at me about something. I'm like, what's up? What's going on with my beer, man? What's up? And they both look at each other and they're like, should we tell him? And he's like, yeah, might as well. He already drank it. Yeah, all right. He's like, we put angel dust in your beer, Holmes. And I'm like, say what? Yeah, we put angel dust in your beer, man. It's fucking PCP, dude. And I'm like, fuck us. What the hell? Like, I don't know if they're joking with him. Are you serious? Or yeah. We just want to see what happened. And they're all right, man. We'll catch you in a little bit. Enjoy the rest of the night. And they fucking walked off. And I even started walking after them. Like, yo. And they're like, it's cool, man. Don't worry about it. And they just split. So now I'm sitting there like kind of freaking out because who knows what they did. Probably within about 15, 20 minutes, all my friends and stuff, they're saying, hey, let's go. And we're getting ready to walk out the door or the back gate of this place. I mean, you can just tell the vibe was off, you know, all the Crip dudes or whatever, all the black dudes hanging out, they didn't like us being there. They were mad dogging on us and stuff like that. But after those dudes talked to me, you're talking maybe this was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, maybe not even midnight. And everybody's like, yeah, let's bail, let's get out of here. I drank a couple beers, you know, I got some angel dust put in my beer apparently. I don't remember the rest of the night. I apparently left there, drove. I came to on somebody's couch. I was sitting in the crux of the couch, like just laid out on it. And I came to, and my friends were playing cards. It was in somebody's like converted garage man cave thing or something like that. And I came to and I just popped up and I had a splitting headache. And I'm looking around, I'm like, whoa, dude, what's going on, man? Like my head hurt, I was thirsty, like just had dry mouth. I don't know where we went all night. I don't know what I did. And I was really out of it. And I was like, whoa. And about then too, my friends are like, yeah, let's go ahead and head on out, man. Let's get out of here. And they're all, come on, Jeremy, let's go, man. I'm all, huh? I just like got up and was walking out like just in a total daze. And I remember I had the worst splitting headache. The thing was, I only drank like a couple of beers at this party, and that was it. Don't remember the rest of the night. My buddy Justin, he told me we were out all night. I was like, huh? Like I'd just been keeled over on the couch for a little bit. And I was like, what the hell did I do all night? He's like, oh, you're out rolling around with us, man, just partying. I'm like, apparently I didn't do anything crazy or crime worthy, except for drive around on PCP. But yeah, that's my and then the rest of the day, of course, tried to fall out for a while, went to the beach. And we found out too, the party, about 10 minutes after we left, all the black dudes, there was a handful of other white dudes there, all the black dudes jumped the white dudes and beat them all up. So had we been there, I might have been involved in a PCP fight. And then maybe I would have been that crazy long-haired psycho Satan music listener guy that all the black guys would have been scared of, and then I would have got shot for no reason. So vatos, if you ever see this from 30 years ago, if you're still alive or whatever it is, thank you for the PCP and my beer. Thank you for a weird and really awful night, I guess. Yeah, it's like the things you do. Crazy. Fun night though, hanging out with the Crips. Had a party in Compton doing PCP, unintentionally. Hey millennials and soy boys, you got any stories like that to tell? Of course I know Compton, I've heard now, has become very gentrified, I guess, that the real estate prices went way up and all this stuff. I'm sure it's still not the best place to live in the LA area, but as far as I've seen too in recent years, because I have driven down there in the area there to pick up loads and stuff, it's not all bad, you know. But that night 30 years ago, Compton, whoa, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try and come up with other memories like this of stories, because I got a lot of them. I've traveled all over the place, lived in a million different places, seen a bunch of weird stuff, been through a bunch of weird stuff. So I'm thinking to come up with stories like this, talk about with you as I go down the road, and ultimately how I came into trucking. But it's just funny to think back on some of these occurrences in my life that we have stories to tell like this. I mean, I'm sure other people have crazy stories too, but it's like doing PCP at a party in Compton with Crips, being me, you know, it's like unheard of. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to Florence, Kentucky right now. I got 3 other drops after that. Going to be somewhere back up towards the house, hopefully somewhere in reasonable distance tonight, and then see what's up for tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be able to get another load by tomorrow when I get back in town, if they're going to be all dispatched out already. So we'll see what happens though. But check back later, right? Out.
With turquoise and real diamonds. Fuck!